Hello and welcome back to my RC channel. I'm Andy RC and today I'm taking a look at the Skytech M-72 quadcopter that has been sent in for review by lighttape.com. The Skytech M-72 seems to be almost identical to the Syma X5C when it comes to price, features and form factor. The box it comes in is pretty big. In the box we have the quadcopter with its camera already attached via its power and signal lead. You can see that the camera is identical to the Syma X5C in every way. It comes installed with a 4GB micro SD card. Where this quadcopter does differ is with its looks. It kind of looks like the JJRC H12C, which in turn looks like the Hubsan X4 Pro. The material that it's made out of, however, does feel similar to the Syma X5C, with some flexibility that feels like it will stand well in a crash. If you look closer, the structure of the material is really interesting. It almost looks like an old built-up balsa wood plane, but instead of balsa and film, a thin plastic coating has been used like a film, and crossbars of plastic have been molded in between the gaps to make the body extremely lightweight but strong. The brushed motors are geared, however unlike the original X5C, the gears are covered up which will stand better in a crash. We have 4 LEDs underneath and an LED at the front, making this a very good night flyer. We also have an on and off switch underneath, which is something I believe all quadcopters should have. The controller differs from the X5C as well, with its display up front giving the controller's battery information as well as stick position. The left shoulder button gives us 360-degree flips. You have to hold it down and input your pitch or roll axis in the desired direction. Do not try this indoors though, as the quadcopter gains a fair amount of height before it performs the program maneuver. The right hand shoulder button is your 2 rates, which I would class as low and medium. Onto the game controller style pads, and the left up pad takes a photo. The bottom pad starts and stops video recording. The rest, including the right pads, are the pitch, roll and yaw trims. The button in the middle, labelled OK, turns headless mode on and off. Also provided in the box are the push-on landing legs. There is no need for any screws here, which is a welcome feature. There are also included prop protectors for beginners, however those do need to be screwed in using the included screwdriver and screw set. You also get a USB charger, a spare set of props and a micro SD card reader. The battery is the same 500 mAh 1-cell LiPo that you get with the Syma X5C. Again, I'm not too sure on its true capacity, as it looks more like a 700 mAh battery. It does, however, come with a lossy connector, so I can easily use my hobby-grade charger for quicker charge times. I don't think there is enough room to add a bigger battery, as it fits snug inside the body. Let's go and take it for a fly and see if it can match its competitor, the Syma X5C. Straight away I can feel that this quad is totally locked in. It does feel like the Syma X5C with a different shell and transmitter. I switched to the medium rates and it still flies extremely stable while giving me that extra agility. It probably doesn't look it on the video though, as once again the wind is gusting and I keep having to put corrections in to battle against it, but it is really easy to do so. This quad is definitely up there with the best for flying characteristics and would make an excellent beginner aircraft. The aircraft flips fine. As mentioned earlier, it does gain a fair amount of height, so give yourself plenty of room. This quad is at its best just flying around though. I tend not to do flips with it when flying off camera. The ascent and descent of the aircraft is perfect with no wobbles. The camera has to be the same unit from the Syma X5C. I can't tell any differences from the quality, field of view or dynamic range. As mentioned in my Syma X5 HC review, I'm not a big fan of the camera anyway. I generally just fly around line of sight and enjoy it for what it is, which is just a really nice cheap training aircraft. So you are probably asking yourself, should I get this or the Syma X5C? And honestly, there is only one reason I could say to get this over the X5C, and that is the fact that the gears are covered with plastic. You see, Syma updated the X5C with the X5HC, which does have the gears covered up, but you are stuck with the altitude hold feature. The original X5C gears are open, and if you land in mud, they get caked and are difficult to clean, and they are at more risk of being damaged in a crash. So I see the Skytech M-72 as an updated Syma X5C without the altitude hold. Honestly though, you can't go wrong with either of them, they both fly great. So there you go, that's my review of the Skytech M-72. I will add a link to the description if you wish to buy it. Many thanks again for lighttape.com for allowing an honest review of this product. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Please continue to subscribe. Cheers.